call out the next batch of students. So I Sciences and as a future doctor, I will practice medicine to the highest standards of conduct. By doing what is best for my patients. And allowing neither grief, compassion, courage, self-respect, and sacrifice in myself and in my... I will respect my teacher. Congratulations.
Students of the University of Waikou School of Medical Sciences, you will soon embark on your journeys as future physicians. Now, the first step in this process is marked by what you've seen as the Waikou, the traditional Waikou ceremony. Now, this ceremony signals a transformation. I think this is the most important one. It was mentioned earlier that you are going through a process of metamorphosis. It's a transformation that will change your status from an ordinary medical student to that of one studying to become a health professional or a medical doctor, to be precise. Remember that our program is not divided as such, but there's a gradual transition, and you are now transitioning into a very busy phase of your life in this institution. Now, the ceremony that you've gone through now signals this kind of transformation, and I believe that there is a sense of hopefulness and excitement, and maybe some mild anxiety as you look forward to experiencing the unknown. Now, let's face it, medical school is very hard. And for all sorts of reasons, it has to be so. And but you have to try to see the method in the madness, and if you do so, it will help you to keep going. There may be some times, especially during your first clinical year, when you think and ask yourself, this is very rough. Is it worth all the trouble? Is this all of this studying worth all the trouble? Well, I promise you that the trouble has to come for you to realize how grueling the journey is. Now, your answer will come to you like a bolt of thunder when the first time you see gratitude in your patient's eyes. Once you've gone through it and you see the gratitude in their eyes, you will understand that it was worth the effort. Even on your first day, you can make a difference to somebody's life. Always remember what drove you in your pursuit of medicine. You must have thought of something before you took this decision. You must always remember what made you take this decision and find a way to connect whatever it is that you are doing or learning to the foundational goal. So always connect what is, what you are doing with what drove you to come in. Now, the bar in medical school, as I said earlier, is very high. And it has to be so, as I said, but because you will ultimately be entrusted with the health and sometimes even the lives of patients. But you will remember how you entered this medical school. You came in through a process of selection. And that process of selection was, deliberately geared at finding out the best of the people who are applying to come. So this process of selection was very carefully done because we believe, looking at your past records, we believe that you will be able to succeed if we take you through the system. And your teachers are always here to support you in this journey. My advice for you as you commence the next phase of your studies is that this journey is like no other journey that you have ever experienced. It is very different. No one walks in it alone. So make sure to count on the people around you as a support system. Your colleague, your fellow students, colleagues, the people that you are working with, the people who are directing you, your preceptors, as you heard the chairman of council speaking. You must pay good attention to your preceptors. They've been through it. They know where they are taking you. It's like they are shepherds for you. And as a good sheep, you must follow the shepherd. There will always be great successes and significant challenges and struggles along the way. But remain open and care for those around you, while allowing them also giving them space as well. You will both learn from this and also find that you are sustained by that kind of relationship and interaction. But first and foremost, manage your workload. Manage your workload. You have to be extremely organized and make sure that you make a system for all the things that you have to get done during the day. Manage your time. Because the program here is very packed, especially when PBL begins to demand your time. Manage your time. Now, if you find that you are overwhelmed, ask for help. This is not an easy transition, and your seniors are always there to support you. And in fact, they feel also, once you ask them for help, they feel that they are contributing something to somebody's life, and they'll be happy to help you. Ask for help when you need it. Because whilst you are eager to prove that you are able to do it, you must also show humility in the workplace, because it can be more important initially and also for your future career. Humility is very, very important. Your colleagues who have more experience will feel valued and respected when you ask their opinion. When you ask for help, it is important as well. Who you ask for help is important as well. Don't think that because you are a medical student, you cannot ask a nurse for help, because they've been there before you got there, and they will be able to help you. It may be a technician, it may be other paramedical person. Don't feel embarrassed to ask them if there's something that you don't know. Now, teamwork is key to a successful learning and practice. Don't be afraid to build relationships, especially with your colleagues. And you learn that when you are doing PBL. The relationships that we build during PBL, you know how strong it makes you. In the ward, in the clinical space, you need to build relationships. Medicine provides you an opportunity to work with other people. So the relationships are important. Learn to respect all members of the team, because every part supplies the other. Everybody has a role to play. And you must remember to respect every member of the team. You must remember that the focus is not on you. The focus is that the team is there for purposes of improving the patient's condition, and also addressing the patient's problem. So the team is there to work. It's not about you, it's about the patient. And try to act with kindness and with compassion at all times. Now, if you're able to do this, you'll find that success will always be yours, and people will love working with you. give yourself time to learn. You may not be familiar with certain procedures or diagnoses initially. This is normal. You wouldn't know everything the first day you get there. It takes time to learn, and you must always not be too hard on yourself. Give yourself time to learn. As I said, it takes time to get acquainted with a variety of methods and with a variety of practice. Don't be too hard on yourself, and don't be afraid to ask questions. It was mentioned earlier, and I will emphasize it again. Use science on a daily basis. Don't just go guessing. Use science. Take time to grow your knowledge base and skill set. Science has authority, not because of white coats that you are donning today, but you'll find that if you are using science, precision and transparency become your practice. In this profession, precision and transparency is very important. If you make a mistake, don't be afraid to admit that you've made a mistake. Precision, especially if you are writing a prescription, 5.0 milligrams of symptometrin, for example, or 0.5 milligrams, and you give 5.0, you've killed the patient. Precision is very important, and always be willing to admit when you've made a mistake. You have to explain your theory. You have to set out your evidence for doing what you are doing, and you must always reference the studies that support your case. You must always reference them. That is, you have to let people know the source of the information that you are using. Otherwise, it will be like you are claiming to be the original owner of the information. It may not be yours originally. So always reference your source. I will also want to emphasize, I keep talking about problem-based learning because I like it. Your active participation in problem-based learning trains you to build on the scientific skills that I'm talking about. So as you don the white coat today, remember this, that the white coat is an honor or of dedication to medicine. It represents the virtues that underlie the work of doctors, and including the compassion, responsibility, duty, honor, and respect. The white coat must always remind you of this. Each day, as you put on your white coat, remind yourself, tell yourself that my white coat means compassion and collaboration. My white coat represents my ability to make a difference. My white coat means being someone my patients can trust. My white coat means a commitment to treating patients and not diseases. You are treating a patient and not diseases. My white coat means lifelong learning, teaching, and of service to the community. My white coat represents the trust placed in me by the people that I will fight for. This white coat symbolizes my hopes, my dreams, and the struggle it took for me to get to where I am now. It also represents the privilege to serve those people in their greatest time of need. Remind yourself that this coat is a representation of a long-term commitment to represent human health. It also represents a commitment to caring for and respecting patients and their colleagues. You must also remind yourself that the coat that I'm wearing today represents our patients' trust in the medical profession and my responsibility to exceed their expectations. To this end, I enjoin you this morning to wear the white coat with dignity and pride. It is an honor and a privilege to get to serve the public as a physician. I hope your white coat will remind you always of the special place that you have in the lives of your patients and their families. Congratulations. Wear your coat proudly with humility. This profession is a commitment to honor my patients first. Thank you.